Is this going to be a constant reoccurring theme? It's just one comic book movie after another? Because the last time I saw you was for Scott Pilgrim.
That's right. Which almost happened in succession with this movie.
That's right.
I filmed in the same year.
That's
back,
right.
Back to back.
You went away like pretty much after we finished.
I filmed some of this. No, yeah, right after
This was literally right
after. I was kind
after.
of doing some pre-production for that as this was happening
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Is there any superpowers?
Sorry, guys. I don't want to do this.
Oh, it's a lot of will. It's a lot of willpower to be a vegan. I think. And what other power would you have?
Well, I was referring to Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. No, I know.
You got the joke, I think.
I went a different way with it.
Yes.
Is all.
So you wake up in a shopping cart and you're a zombie. What are the rules?
What are the rules?
Yeah, what do you have to learn?
Actually, Mr. Routh should recite those because you had to do it, what, about 150,000 times?
And then they changed it.
And then they
because
changed
we
it.
had it written down with brand names.
Yeah,
And then we get there.
that's what it was.
That's why that was so hard.
That's
for me.
why that was so hard.
Because it was like Tilex and all these other things we had. Then we couldn't say it in the thing, so they changed it to green, clean, and
Green clean. And like Windex turned into like window cleaner and like and glass cleaner and.
But I couldn't.
You said pledge. You said you were able to say
Pledge
pledge.
was the one that we could say.
Because pledge will literally sell their souls for.
And I used to be able to grab, grab the product, but then I
Right.
couldn't grab the product, and it was this whole thing. So
But what are they? So it's basically like. So it's like
you can't eat real food because your body doesn't digest it anymore. And actually it's because it's live, so you have to eat kind of. Well, the worms aren't dead. But more, you basically have to eat gross stuff.
just garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah. It's really true. Like you have to eat garbage, but you have to also like
Maintain yourself because you're rotting and decaying.
right. So it's all this like basically, if I could lacquer myself, that would be the best way to go. But I don't think I could do that. Why don't they do that?
Yeah.
Just like have someone spray a sheen of lacquer on you.
And
That's
death becomes her.
you
Yeah,
join
exactly.
They
There you
Like
go.
a lacquer statue.
Exactly. That's why. That's the reason.
It starts
You'd
cracking.
be like a mannequin. It starts cracking.
You need to get Bruce Willis to keep on touching you up over and over again.
Nice. Very nice.
Wow.
Took me a second.
You guys really are friends because the rapport between you two just sitting here right now
No,
is
it's
pretty
terrible.
amazing to
It's
watch.
super forced.
It's amazing. We should make a movie of this.
Dude, really. Bring your cameras into my living room and watch us watch Amazing Race together. Or America's Funniest Home Videos. That's basically what we do.
We just sell that as a reality series right
It's,
there.
seriously, Sam and Brandon
BFFs?
and wives watch reality TV on Sunday night and eat Indian food. That's about it. That's the window into our lives right there.
Were you guys friends before Superman Returns, or was that where you met each other?
That's where,
That's where we became friends. We actually met each other.
We did actually meet
because we were neighbors.
We were neighbors. We didn't even know it.
Yeah, in the same apartment complex in LA. We played basketball together.
And then a year later.
Literally, at least a year later. Yeah. We kind of like. I remember like. Going in, it was literally like because I had looked.
You were the
at
one that
pictures of you.
remembered.
Yeah, I looked at pictures of you online after I heard you got the job. Obviously, he was cast much before I was, but I think it was like literally my first costume fitting was when I remembered. I was like, oh, you know what? I know him. I know that guy. I played basketball with that guy very badly.
He dunked on me.
That man dunked on me.
I did.
And it's just been animosity ever since.
Yeah, it's obvious.
So did you guys go corner Henry in a hallway over there? Henry Cavill?
Oh, I didn't see him.
Go jump him.
No, we don't need to see him.
Nobody saw
Down, Sam.
I'm sure he's a lovely gentleman.
So I saw that there's, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, there's stores that the zombies go to buy new skin, or...
New parts,
Yes.
new body parts, right? So it's like if your arm rots off, which happens, you can go buy a new arm or eyes or like scalps or just really anything. So it's like they call it like a chop shop.
Mm-hmm.
You go, you buy. It's a pretty original idea. It's like Beetlejuice-esque. That's how we play it.
Where do they get the parts from?
Other bodies,
People that have perished,
like real
from the morgue. There are people that work in the morgue, zombies that work in the morgue, right? So they reappropriate.
It's recycling. It's zombie recycling, right? It's the green way to.
Or maybe they dig up graves and get them later.
There you go. Either way, it really works.
Before coming to the project, what was your familiarity with the material?
I actually was aware of Dylan Dog because I have a friend, my friend Garrett, who lived in Italy for 7 years. His parents worked over there, so he grew up as a teenager there, reading Dylan Dog just like any other normal Italian would. And so when I met him after he'd come back from there, he told me about this, comic that he used to read all the time, and showed me, the hundreds of volumes that he had of it. So when the script came to me, the name rung a bell, and I called him up. I was like, "Dylan Dog, isn't that the comic that you were telling me about?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, if you did this movie, it'd be cooler for me than Superman, because that was, a bigger deal for him growing up there. And he's actually in the movie. He plays.
He's really great in it
plays
too.
a zombie that serves
a little cameo
in a restaurant.
Yeah, he's really funny.
And what about you, Sam?
I had heard of it,
Yeah.
but was very unfamiliar with it. And then obviously once you kind of are reading forward and getting closer and closer and closer, you kind of bone up on it. But to be honest, my character, obviously I learned about the world of Dylan Dog, but my character is kind of original. Because they couldn't really, I think they couldn't get the rights to Groucho, or they couldn't, it was so wildly expensive that the Groucho Marx, his estate was unattainable. So they created this wonderful character that was very original and fun. And,
Dylan seems to have a very exotic arsenal of weaponry. Did you have a favorite?
There's this great.
Don't worry about it. It's not important. Let's move on.